What is up, everybody? Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Jeannide, and today we're going to talk about the worst Tinder dates that I've been on. Okay, so this is a 2-in-1 story time because the first story I only remember like the gist of it. I don't remember the details since it was so long ago. Okay, so the first one and the other one and the second one was pretty recent. So the first one happened years ago. I was still in college. I was on Tinder back then before I got blocked. I think I got blocked because I said in my bio that I was looking for a drug dealer. So I think they like blocked me because I was pretty much violating like a community guideline probably. I think that's the reason why, because I said I wanted to look for a drug dealer. I wasn't looking for a drug dealer to get drugs. I wasn't. It was a joke. I mean, I don't use drugs. Anyways, so when I was using Tinder, I actually had these two guys. Their names are very similar. I don't even remember what they look like. It was Robert and Roberto, because I'm like, what other two names? Because there are these two names that are very similar. You know, I don't, even to this day, I don't save numbers in my phone. I really don't, unless if I know that you're like legit, then I'll save your number in my phone, but I don't save numbers in my phone. I was just telling these other two dudes just now. So there are these two dudes I was talking to at the same time, Robert and Roberto. So boom. Let me stop. I'm not even from New York. Anyways, I plan on meeting both of them within the same week, I guess. Oh, I think that's what happened. But anyways, pretty much there was one guy. It was either Robert or Roberto. I don't know. Okay, I'll just say R number 2. R1, R2. R1, R2. I was kind of interested in R1. Kind of. I was more interested in R1 than R2. But pretty much I met up with R2. I pretty much made plans on a certain day with R2, thinking it was R1 the whole time. But I didn't know it was R1 until we met up face to face. I told him to like meet me up at this parking lot so he can pick me up so he could go to his music studio or whatever. First of all, once he opened the door for me so I can get into his car, I was like, you're not R2 or R1, whatever, since that's R2. I was like, you're not R1. And then he was like, well, no, I'm R2. And then he's like, oh. And from then on, I should have just been like, okay, let me just turn back, go back into my house, you know? But no, I didn't do that. So I got into the dude's car. And so it was quiet. There was like an awkward silence. After the awkward silence, he started talking about the music studio that he was going to bring me to. And I was just quiet the whole time. Then while he was still talking, I was like, hold on, you know what? Maybe I should go home because I feel uncomfortable. I thought you were someone else. I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else. Can you take me home, please? We're only 2 blocks away from my house anyway. So he took me home, and that was the last I ever heard of him. So that's the first story. The second story, that wasn't even a date. The date didn't even really begin. Like, it was just a crazy mix-up. So the second story. So, honey, I dipped into my first vanilla kind of. He's kind of black. I mean, his grandparents are from one of his grandfathers from Barbados. But he's white. Well, when you look at him, he's white, but he does have the curly hair, and he's like a ginger too. So yeah, you know, he's cute though. But okay, we'll talk about the butt later. But okay, so this dude, his name is, we're gonna call him Kevin. So my first date with Kevin, I did go on a second date with Kevin. We'll talk about the first date with Kevin. The first date with Kevin was not good. The first date with Kevin was it was kind of ghetto. So first date with Kevin, weeks ago. I don't even remember which month it was. It was either February, March, or January. It was weeks ago. I took myself on a date. I wanted to be really cute that day. Cause I wanted to take myself to brunch on a date by myself. I wanted to go to Top Diner by myself, you know, eat some good brunch food. I was really in the mood for brunch. And I didn't really have anyone else to go to brunch with either. But I wanted to go to brunch. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna have my brunch with or without my friends, whatever, or whoever. Like, I really wanted to go to brunch. So, I went to brunch. I had a great brunch. It was good. I had ranchos huevos. I had huevos rancheros with a mimosa. Yes, I did at Top Diner in Newark. That's the best diner ever. I love it. So I did that, and after that, oh, and that day I wore heels the entire day. I wore heels the entire day, honey. I was cute that day. So I was fine that day. Anyways, so after that, I went to pretty much Montclair, whatever. Me and my friends and I, we planned on watching a play. Was it a play? No, it was a documentary. We planned on watching a documentary that afternoon. So from Montclair, I went to Newark. From Newark, I went to Montclair to watch that play. But I ended up being late. So I ended up just sitting in my car, just chilling. Before that Saturday, I kind of made plans to see Kevin, but I wasn't really sure yet because I didn't really know if I was really going to be at Montclair for that documentary, because I was not that interested in watching that documentary, to be honest. But I did kind of end up going. I didn't really go inside. I was just sitting outside in my car waiting for my friends to get out, because by the time I got there, it was almost done. So I was like, I didn't feel like going. And it was a free event also, so it's not like I wasted money. So I was like, okay. Then while I was sitting in my car waiting for my friends, I was like, let me hit up Kevin. So I let him know that, you know, I'm pretty much in his area, like, so he could, you know, so we could link up or whatever later, like after hanging out with my friends. So after the documentary, my friends and I, we hung out for like a few hours, like in that area. Like we were chilling. We had fun that day. It was cool. What's up, booze? Oh yeah, my friends, y'all saw them in the Song Association video. The link's up there to watch the Song Association video featuring my besties. So we were chilling. It was cool or whatever. It was a cool day with them. Well, a cool few hours with them before I saw what's his name. So we were texting each other in the car while I was in the car, and in my car he was telling me the places that are around that we could possibly go to. So we talked about the Japanese restaurant. So after hanging out with my friends, I pretty much parked my car pretty much closer to the main street. I couldn't really park on the main street because it's hard to park. I was like, let me just park at one of the side streets so I don't have to like spend 5-10 minutes to park or whatever. So I walked over there. My friends actually walked with me, but they walked on the other side of the street, so you know it wouldn't be like he would meet me and my friends, because that would be weird. But they were pretty much walking on the other side of the street, and my friends and I, we acted like we didn't know each other when we saw Kevin. So you know, so we walked over there, and well, first of all, I found it. My friends and I found it first before he came, because he was still walking from his house, still trying to get to me. We found the restaurant, but apparently that day it closed earlier than scheduled for some reason. So we ended up not going to that restaurant at all. But when I met homeboy, honey, you know, so if you don't already know, I'm a very short girl. I'm gonna say that I believe to be 4'11" by now. And that day I was walking in heels. They were kind of high. They were cute, thick wedges. So that day I was probably around 5'1", 5'2". So I met Kevin. His profile, I think, is set on Hinge that he's about 5'5". But when I saw him, he was a little shorter than me. And I'm already super short. Usually I don't discriminate. I'm not one of them females that's like, okay, I gotta be with a guy who's 6 feet tall, whatever. Because honestly, most of the population is taller than me, so I'm not iffy about height. But if you're like shorter than me in heels, it's you too short. That was little. But then he was cute though. Well, he's cute though. He's cute. But that day I don't know, he looked a little rough that day, kind of. After that, we were like, okay, this place is closed now, so we gotta go somewhere else. So we ended up going to Panera. That was like across the street, but I could not walk anymore. I couldn't walk any longer because I walked to that Japanese restaurant that was close, but apparently the Panera was a little farther. So and it was like down a hill. If it wasn't from the hill from where we were standing in front of that Japanese restaurant, we kind of would be able to see that Panera, but because of the hill, we couldn't see it. So there was this big hill to get over to see the Panera. So I was like, okay, I'm not going over that hill, so I'm gonna go to my car and drive to the Panera. Drive like 30 seconds to get to the Panera. So that's what we did. He hopped in my car and we went to that Panera. I pretty much got what I wanted at Panera. I wasn't super hungry or anything. I just wanted like some macaroons and a cookie, you know, something cute, and some milk, whatever. Some organic. Was it organic? I don't remember. But whatever. Because, you know, I'm drinking dairy-free milk. I drink lactate or I drink soy milk. Sometimes almond milk. I don't really drink real milk because why are we drinking from a cow? It makes no sense. So yeah. But today I did it, well, not today, that night I did it, whatever. I had no choice, to be honest. We were at the Panera and then I was getting my things and he would just, and then he knew the cashier. He knew the cashier guy. The cashier guy and him, I guess they went to school together or worked at the same place or something. So they were chopping it up, catching up and stuff. And then he kept saying Kevin kept saying some awkward stuff, like, so the cashier was pretty much like, oh, so are you guys paying together or separately? And then Kevin was like, we're together. Like, he was just like, we're together. And then I was just like, and then the cashier guy was like, okay. At the end of it, Kevin was like, you know, being awkward is a lifestyle. And honestly, he repeated that phrase, like that line, like 2 or 3 other times while we're just at the cashier trying to get the food and stuff. Like, oh my god. And then even while I was talking to him, like when we were alone after getting the food and stuff and eating at our table, small little table, he kept saying that phrase, being awkward is a lifestyle. He kept saying it. It drove me a little crazy. Whatever. So it was awkward. It was very awkward. It was a very awkward date. And after that, the cashier came to us. I don't remember everything else that he said was awkward, but I know he said some awkward stuff. He's a shy kid. He's younger than me, so you know, he has a lot of growing up to do. I'll say that. That's what I'll say. You know, he has to figure himself out. So you know, he's in that awkward stage in his life, maybe. So it is what it is. It exudes in his personality. So, another reason why it was not that great of a date is, like, it wasn't him. It was also his quote-unquote friend, whatever. It was so sad. Because it put me into I was in an uncomfortable situation. So, so Kevin and I, we were, like, together at Panera. We were chilling, talking more, trying to talk, whatever. And then the cashier guy was leaving because pretty much the store was closing. And then he was leaving. He was talking about how he's a music producer, this, that, and the third. You know, he's about to go to the studio. And then Kevin was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. We should, like, you know. And then we all exchanged Instagram names or whatever. Instagrams. Because I was telling him, oh my gosh, you do music or whatever, like, and I was saying, oh, I love music, like, I want to check you out, like, you know, I sing a bit or whatever. Go follow Aunt Jazzy on Instagram to hear some of my covers too, you know. But, yeah, so we did that, and I got home, well, I left, we all left Panera, well, he left Panera, because, you know, his shift was over, and then shortly after, Kevin and I left because, you know, the place was closing. So I dropped him off. He don't have a car. I dropped him off at his house, Kevin at his house, and then I went home. So Kevin's quote-unquote friend, the producer friend, also the Panera cashier, he got into my DMs. I posted a story of myself, you know, looking cute on my story or whatever, a little video, whatever. You know, just my face looking cute, whatever, after my little date with Kevin. And yeah, he got into my DMs. Actually, I told him my information about one of my Instagrams, the Angel Dion one, while I was at Panera. But he ended up following me on both the Angel Dion one and the Jeannide and Jill XO one. Y'all can follow both too. But yeah, he followed both, and then he started DMing me on both and liking on my photos on both. Not all my photos, but like some of my photos on both, from both accounts. And he got into my DMs. He reacted to my story. It was like, oh, he reacted to my story with the hard eyes. And then I told, what's his name? I told Kevin that right after, and I was like, I didn't respond to him. I just left him on red. I just left that cashier guy in red. So I went to Kevin right after and was like, oh my god, isn't that so and so your friend? And then he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Is that really your friend? Because like he went into my DMs and was flirting with me. I felt so bad for Kevin. He was like, I could tell that Kevin was hurt that his friend, quote unquote friend, did that to him. Like, that's so, I'm so sad. Like, these niggas out here are grimy. What? But I will say we did end up having a second date. I'm not sure why. Don't ask me why, y'all. I don't remember. Oh, okay, I remember. Because I really wanted to go to I wanted to go to Hook and Reel. I really wanted to go. And I've never been there before. And I wanted to go with somebody. So I wanted him to take me. So I finessed him to take me. And I got Hook and Reel for the first time, and it was great. And actually, he was more comfortable, and he was not that awkward. So he's way less awkward now compared to the first date. I probably made him nervous. That's probably what it was, you know. Those are my worst dates ever, both from online dating sites, Tinder and Hinge, or whatever. That's all I gotta say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. My body's about to die anyway. Thank you. This is